still have nuts out there that'll try to kill people. But for the most part, we live in an orderly society. Thou shalt not murder. By following that law, we create order and make life better for ourselves and for everybody around us. If everybody were absolute sociopaths that you couldn't trust and that could at a moment snap and go on a killing spree, would you ever relax? Would some of you be sitting right now with your backs to others? No, you wouldn't. It's the fact that you know that people are following the moral law of God, that there is order. But I would like to take that one moral order. Lady, oh, he's speaking in tongues. Or babbling in old age. It's one of the two. Take that moral law of thou shalt not murder and take it further. I prefer to say revere life. Because it makes me think of it in a different way. At the core of your soul is a spark of God's life energy. There is a divine part of God within every soul. More than just not commit murder, I revere and honor the divinity that's in you. I respect that. Life, when you see it that way, is an incredibly precious gift from God, and one that we must treat with care and respect and awe. Every second of life you have, you should see it with awe and wonder. Now, revering life means that you always seek the path of peace. It means you don't seek to abuse others, but it also means you don't let anybody else be abused or hurt. Is it reverence of life if you stand there and watch while somebody else is being killed? You could have prevented it. You may have had to hurt the attacker, you may have had to kill the attacker. Are you revering that person's life who is being killed? Especially if it's an innocent, a child, or somebody elderly or sick. Revere life. And we create order out of chaos. Respect other people's property. Thou shalt not steal, but let's take it up a notch. Because you know, there are some people that don't steal property, they vandalize it. And yet they've still stolen from the owner of the property. If you've had your property vandalized, you no longer feel safe. You're in a world of chaos. If you respect other people's property, then we create order. That one is a lesson that I wish a lot of people would learn. There are many ways in which people disrespect somebody's property. it starts with us. We teach by example. Honor marriage. Again, that is, do not commit adultery, but let's go further. How many movies are out anymore, or TV shows, that are all about adultery or flirting or destroying families? That's not honoring marriage. And even though I realize that in recent decades the government has gotten involved, issuing a license, it actually is not anything to do with the government. Marriage always was and should be a religious thing. And people would honor marriage more if it was seen that way, because you were making a vow, not just to the other person, not to some civil government organization. You were making a vow of honor to God. That I will respect and honor my marriage. And when everybody saw it as a religious consideration, there was more honoring of it. Those whom God has brought together, let none separate. By getting people to see marriage as a vow, a pact with God, we elevate it again to where it should be. And believe me, that would create an awful lot of honor. I mean, order out of chaos. Be trustworthy. We already covered stealing. This is something more. Be worthy of other people's trust. They should be able to rely on you. You should be a person of your word. If they ask a question, they should be able to expect your honesty. It doesn't have to be mean or cruel. That's not what honesty means, although some people these days seem to think that's what it means. But it means they should be able to trust you when they ask you something. It means that they should be able to leave their most valuable, precious possession with you. And know that it will always be taken care of and safe. It means that around you, they can relax. They don't have to put up defensive walls to protect themselves. You are so trustworthy that they just feel safe around you. Be temperate. An awful lot of trouble comes about in this world because of excesses. Anything taken to an excess is bad for you. Go back to the image of chaos. We need water to survive. Too much water, you drown. You need oxygen. Too much pure oxygen is bad for you. Take things in moderation. Be temperate in thought, word, and deed.